Welcome to Yoga Bliss with Shelly, and I'm Shelly. Welcome to this meditation practice. So my friends, find yourself a nice cozy blanket and fold that up and put that below your mat. You don't even have to have your mat for this practice. You can pretty much do this anywhere. Putting that under you, and you can grab, if you have a meditation cushion or a couch pillow, you can put that under your booty. Or you know what, you can sit in a chair, you can lay down in a bed, you can do this wherever you feel the most comfortable. So join me, my friends, and allow us to get present and mindful, and let's let go some of the stress and the overwhelm. Let's let it go. Okay, I'll join you back here. Hello, lovely you. Get cozy joining me here. How are you doing today? How's it going up here? I know often in yoga we just think it's this asana, this practice, or this vinyasa, this placing in a certain way. But what is most important is what's going on up here and in here. And I use meditation. I've used meditation as a daily practice for the past 5 years now. And it's not always perfect, but I invite you to try this practice with me to just see and notice how it makes you feel. Notice if we can kind of find a little stillness, disrupt some of the thoughts, let some of those emotions flow. So joining me as you just root down and get comfy, whether you're in a bed, in a chair, whether you are in a seated position, wherever you are, just show up as you, just being present wherever you are. And it works best if you can close the eyes. I know sometimes we don't think we can close our eyes because the mind is so busy, but do your best to just soften the gaze or close the eyes. So if you have glasses and you need to take those off, you can give yourself a rub, you can fidget a little bit if you need to adjust your clothing. If you're cold, grab a blanket and put that on you, being comfy. And if you were hungry, maybe pause this and grab a little food before this because you don't want any disruptions for this practice. Or thirsty, pause it here and fill up your physical self so we can kind of detach from that a little bit as we allow ourselves just to root down. And just noticing for a moment, and just checking in, just humbly tucking the chin and just saying, how are you, self? How are you right now? Maybe right away it comes up for you. Maybe you know how you're feeling. Maybe it's not perfect or happy or pretty, and knowing that that's okay. And bringing in a breath that comes into that upper chest, under the clavicle as you breathe through the nose. And then pushing that air out. And just checking in. How are you, self? How are you? And bringing that breath into that rib cage, into a diaphragmatic breath. Big breath in. And letting that go. And allowing yourself, my friend, to hear your breath. And I encourage you each time to push it a little bit further. So bringing that breath into that diaphragm and pushing it out and letting go, checking in. How are you, self? How are you? How are you feeling today? Bringing that hand to that low belly, filling that belly up big and plump. Somersaulting that breath out and letting it go. Bringing that breath all the way into the low belly and letting that go. And just allowing yourself to just rest your hands facing up. This is not about being perfect. This is called a practice. Because we're practicing self-care. And fluidly bringing that breath and letting it come all the way through the throat, filling up the upper chest to the lower chest and the belly, and pushing that out as you have these 3 compartments in your torso. So just filling it up almost like a glass of water and letting that go. Or if it feels better, you can fill it from the belly and just let it flow to the mid-chest all the way to the upper chest. Big breath in and letting that go. Now just allowing your breath to just be, and just holding your palms up and just gently, limply holding your fingers there, not trying to do much, humbly tucking the chin and envisioning this space that we're creating within our hands. Maybe it's a bubble, or it could be a box, a shape that we're holding here. This is going to represent space that we're allowing to hold for ourselves. Or as we hold this space, we bring in a big breath into that body and letting it go. And envisioning this shape in front of you, whatever shape you want. And you can just gently carve, if you would like to, a little hole and pull a plug out. Gently just set that plug right by you. And with your breath, allow yourself to unload some of the feelings into the space. So if it's stress or overwhelmed, just gently blow it into the space. And knowing that this is just a metaphor, and this space can hold all of the feelings, all the thoughts, and all the emotions. So don't say, oh, this space isn't big enough for me, because it is. It's an expansive, infinite space for you. And unloading some of that stress. Or maybe if you're having a fear that keeps coming up for you, just holding space and just blowing that fear into that space. Maybe it feels a little lighter. Maybe it still feels heavy. And holding this space as we just lovingly take time to care for ourselves. Something that we might not do enough of. Holding this space to just feel however we're feeling without trying to change it or say that we're wrong or we're right. And just being here, creating this space, honoring and acknowledging our thoughts. And maybe you have some really heavy thoughts. Maybe there's some really heavy things going on in your heart. Just gently allowing them to blow out into the space. Maybe there's some pain that's super heavy and it keeps coming up for you. With the exhale, just gently creating space and just putting it in front of you. And almost like as we're imagining ourselves and we are just noticing and we're just seeing all the worries and the stress and the thoughts and the feelings. And just allowing them to be without judging them. Just holding this infinite space. Knowing that none of these things or feelings or thoughts or emotions, they're not us. They're just here. They're here with us, giving us this experience. Big breath in. Just creating that wonderful space for yourself. Feeling love and compassion for all of these things. And my friends, just gently lifting up and knowing that it can feel light or maybe it feels heavy, all of these things. And bringing your hands horizontally facing each other. We're not going to drop anything out. It's all going to stay condensed. And we're just going to slowly, almost like a ball, or if yours was a square, we're just going to compact it. And we're going to just bring it smaller and smaller, all those things. We're going to make them smaller. We're just going to make them smaller, however long it takes, all the way until your hands can touch each other. And from here, we're just going to gently create some friction. So if you would like to, you can still keep your eyes closed, or you can gently open your eyelashes and just create this friction with the bottoms of your hands, with the soles of your hands. And you can make it fast. You can do circles like you're washing your hands. And almost like we're dissolving all of the worries, all of the stress, all the things. We're just dissolving them. We're creating this energy around them. Almost like all of the positive vibes from the universe are just allowing us a clean chance, a new start. And just warming up those hands, maybe like a cold day, creating this friction, friction, friction. And exhaling and opening up the palms of the hands, facing away from your body, and just feeling what that feels like. And sending out whatever needs to be sent away from you, and attracting whatever good needs to be attracted to you. And just gently swooping one hand to that heart center and the other to that heart center, humbly tucking the chin. And bringing in a big breath of love for yourself. And exhaling love for yourself. And breathing in so much self-compassion for you. And letting that go. Breathing in this compassion for yourself. And letting that go. And just allowing yourself just to feel whatever it is that's coming up for you now. And just gently bringing those palms, kissing palms to that heart center, to that sternum. Pressing those thumbs against that sternum. Humbly tucking the chin. Namaste, my friends. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope that you feel better. I hope you can experience a little bit of that yoga bliss, that just feeling in an altered state of being, just feeling different than you started when you began here. Thumbs up this channel. Please share and subscribe to Yoga Bliss and support. And my friends, I'm so excited to announce Yoga Bliss with Shelly now has a podcast that is available on Spotify and Anchor, soon to be available on iTunes. So if you love practicing with me, tune in and listen to some blissed out chats, because I'm just wanting to share more of this. I love you so much.